David Bailey, can anyone beat this guy who's out front by a 190 to 165 margin? That's a 25-point margin in the point standings. Larocco, Carmichael, and Windham rounding out the top five. But here at Daytona, who stands a chance?
Well, it's possible to beat the guy, but I wouldn't bet against him. I have a feeling that Vuillemin has the tools, Carmichael has the tools and the motivation here in Daytona, and Tortelli, you never know. And the guy that's the dark horse that a lot of people are looking at is Larocco. He's the guy that's going to be tough at the end of the race. You heard Jeremy himself say 17, 18, 19, 20 laps. That's the important part of the race. That's where Larocco comes on strong.
There you see a 125 rider, Greg Sheen, qualifying for the Greg Schnell qualifying for the 250 main event. Pedro Gonzalez is also in the action along with Heath Foss. And the veteran Barry Karsten, 33 years of age, who only runs Eastern events these days, but tries to qualify for both 125 and 250 action. Grayson Goodman also making the field here at Daytona. Jeremy McGrath getting ready. Randy Lawrence working the throttle for Jeremy. 6 wins in 8 rounds. He's won 3 of the last 4 here in Daytona. The king of Daytona, Jeff Stanton, won 4 consecutive races in 89 to 92. Mike Kudrowski, 3 consecutive wins. But Jeremy McGrath now has a chance to tie Jeff Stanton with the number of wins here at Daytona, which was an awesome feat.
I'll tell you what, this is the race you want to win. There's so much pressure. I don't know what it is. There's so much pressure. Everyone down there's got butterflies. It's just the guy that can get those things to fly in formation that's going to come out on top here.
There are a lot of great champions that tried and never won at Daytona. As the 30-second board has been slipped sideways, and we are underway with the 250 main event. Ricky Carmichael breaking out with McGrath on the inside. McGrath rubbing fenders with Mike Larocco. Moves into second. Here's Vuillemin. Vuillemin challenging now McGrath for second place. Ricky Carmichael takes the inside, and they jam up.
Larocco tried to put a pass on McGrath, and he got stuck in that deep hole there.
There's Huffman, number 20.
What a tough break. They're trying to get Mike to be more aggressive in that opening lap. He went in there and tried to give McGrath a little nudge, and it really cost him. McGrath's still in second. Larocco's in last.
Mike Larocco tries to make his way back up now as Ricky Carmichael continues to lead. Let's take another check at that start and the crash.
Well, they come right in the corner. It already happened at that point. But Larocco just came to the inside of McGrath. Huffman got stuck up in his back wheel, and that just cost these guys valuable time. Luckily, they didn't bend the bikes up there, so they should be able to ride at full speed from here on out.
The first lap about halfway underway now as Ricky Carmichael comes out of the shade into the sunshine, going toward the horseshoe down on the east side. He's got Jeremy McGrath in second place. David Vuillemin, both Yamaha winners on the season, in second and third behind him. And then Sebastian Tortelli, number 21.
All right, except for Larocco, all of the guys that I felt like had a chance to beat McGrath are right there with him. Tortelli's there. Windham's got a chance. Vuillemin's there, and Carmichael's starting to inch away a little bit. He did that in practice. He was messing with Jeremy's head a little bit, or trying to. Who knows if Jeremy just let him do that to make him think he was riding well. It's hard to tell. But he was able to pull away from Jeremy in practice. You don't see that very often, and he's doing it right now in the main event.
Ricky Carmichael and those 2 Yamahas behind him. David Vuillemin not letting Jeremy McGrath break away as well. Almost a 3-second lead for Ricky Carmichael on Jeremy McGrath. McGrath goes for the triple. Carmichael only went for the double. He made it look so smooth.
That is huge. Jeremy just saves stuff like that for the time when it counts. He's able to start jumping a triple that I don't think anyone else is going to be able to respond to.
Vuillemin picking up space in the whoops, however, on Jeremy. Vuillemin in third.
I'm anxious to see if Vuillemin starts jumping that triple now, because he's got the line. He saw exactly how Jeremy did it. If he can continue to do that, they'll close the gap together on Carmichael, and this will be a heck of a battle.
Jeremy McGrath on a 4-race win streak where he has led every lap coming into this race. 80 laps in the last 4 races. That's incredible in itself. 3 hole shots out of those 4 races.
Tell you what else is incredible, the way these guys let that bike just dance around underneath them. And McGrath floating through that mogul section. He only touched about 3 times through there. And if you go over there and look at that from ground level, it's scary looking, but the way he goes through there, it makes it look easy and fun.
So Carmichael continues to hold about a 3-second lead on Jeremy McGrath. Let's go to Davey Coombs, who's with a mechanic down there, Chad Watts.
Hey, Chad, this is it. This is the start you guys been waiting for, and you're on Ricky's home turf in Florida. Yeah, it's a good start, but there's 18 more laps, so that start's just the beginning of it. I know that when you get out there and race with Jeremy, you got to be thinking this guy's won 1,000,000 championships, but how does Ricky put that out of his mind? How's he just go out and ride 20 laps of his own? He's got to focus on the track. I mean, it's going to get really rough, and he just needs to race the track and not worry about Jeremy. If Jeremy's going to pass him, he's going to pass him.
Very realistic comments from Chad Watts, as McGrath once again did the triple and Carmichael only the double. And Jeremy has cut that 3-second lead down to less than a second.
The thing about that triple is it's not the triple. It wasn't really intended to be one. Jeremy's turned it into one. Carmichael did it in practice once. You saw Jeremy do it. Actually, Carmichael was sizing it up first. Jeremy went and did it. Carmichael did it right after him, and he hasn't done it since. He really needs to if he plans on winning this race, because Jeremy's going to keep doing it, and it's going to make the difference.
Number 4, Ricky Carmichael, getting back on the podium at Atlanta after a miserable 10th place finish the week before, where he went down in the first turn. Battled back for that 10th place position, that's for sure. But now he's got a definite advantage. He looked so sharp in practice. Ricky Carmichael continues to lead the 250 main event here at Daytona. Can he hold off the champion Jeremy McGrath? We'll find out when we come back. Back at Daytona International Raceway, Supercross action, 250 main event. Number 4, Ricky Carmichael still has been able to hold off Jeremy McGrath. 1987 is the focus of this Honda flashback. That year can be summed up in one word: mud. The rain stopped in time for the racing to begin. In the 250 main event, it didn't take long for the favorites to have trouble. Rick Johnson and Ron Lachine wouldn't get through the first turn without crashing, with Johnson losing his visor and goggles. Taking the lead was privateer Rick Ryan on a Honda. Ryan from Felton, California, was riding with a hurt leg, but he was left to ride out front and stayed clean. With all the mud flying, spectators and cameramen would have to wait and see the riders' backs before identifying them. Even 3-time Supercross champion Bob Hanna. Keith Bowen on his Yamaha had problems with the mud, riding on a smoking bike. After 20 laps in the mud, number 12, Rick Ryan, did the unthinkable, becoming the only privateer to win the Daytona Supercross. We rejoin the action, and Ricky Carmichael, number 4, continues to lead our 250 main event. A lot of people ride bikes, and a lot of people like to race bikes. But this guy next to us right now, David Bailey, he's got a great career, and he's also a great rider. I'm talking about Rob Van Winkle, better known as Vanilla Ice. Your impression so far of this race?
Oh, this is an awesome race today, Art. It's great. I mean, beautiful Daytona Beach. I mean, just, you know, you can't have a better race day than this.
I understand. Well, I saw on Motor World. Your riding skills are tremendous. You like it, don't you?
Yeah, a lot of people. Oh, I love motocross. It's the best sport on earth until you wreck. But you know, I grew up racing with Danny Storbeck and, you know, Jeff Emig, as well as Grayson Goodman and Upshaw and all those guys back in Texas at Lake Whitney and stuff. And I've been around for a while in the sport, and I just can't get enough of it. It still flows through my veins, and it's the best sport.
Got any hot stories on Bailey?
Oh, he's my hero. Are you kidding me?
Oh, come on.
Oh, David is the man. I grew up, man, him and Ricky Johnson battling back in the days. It was nothing like that. It was the best excitement ever.
It's good to have you with us. I know you're a great fan as well as an outstanding rider. Ricky Carmichael continues to lead as number 1. Jeremy McGrath tries to pull up every lap, but let me tell you, Ricky Carmichael's doing a great job. He's got the race of his life underway.
Looked like that last lap, Jeremy may have lost just a little bit of time. I mean, the thing is, too, when you look at the time and the gap between these two, tenths of a second are substantial. Normally, we're talking in seconds, bike lengths. Here, it's inches. And that time Carmichael was able to open it up a little bit, and they've both really pulled away now from Vuillemin. Vuillemin was close to Jeremy, started making mistakes, and he just wasn't able to make any of that time back up.
Larocco went down in turn 1 on the first lap. Dead last is now all the way back to 8th. Let's go down to Davey Coombs.